Good evening, everyone. Miles is okay speaking to us. Very night late presentation this evening. I do hope that many of you would eventually get to watch this on a replay, and some of you might be lucky to join me live. As usual, and as is customary to this channel and my presentations, I would do appreciate to know where you are watching me from. It's nothing else than to actually um, take a casual look and understand where my audience are mostly based. So, as it is this evening, we will be looking at, you know, it's still about the things happening in Nigeria and specifically about the news that we have seen what happened in Zamfara, where the Sheikh Gumi, whom the APC government on multiple occasions have said that he is a PDP sheikh. You know, the funny thing about Nigeria is this is the only country sometimes when you say something and it hits the right chord, rather than people to do anything, they either call you that either you a saboteur or that you are affiliated to one party or the other. But be that as it may, I think the sheikh himself, according to reports, visited the bandits. I will show us some, video clips and also show us pictures. But that's not the meat of the matter. The meat of the matter is the visit itself, because that visit tells us a story about how a people views their people. Now, bear in mind, these were bandits. These were bandits. Gun toting bandits. Yet, the sheikh was able to, with the state apparatus, to go there and meet with them. Now, for 1 second, just oppose that to the way we deal with our own issues. The way we deal with our own issues. Does that really speak good of us? Because if they are able to look at the people, quote unquote, that is being classified as bandit, and they sit down with them in that manner. Now, question that I would want to ask us is, why are we sometimes too arrogant to sit down and speak to our own people? I have a guiding principle which I have shared with us many times on this platform, which is very simple. Ewe belu go belu. And the second one is the guiding principle of enibe fi enibe mboba. Efidobi mboba achura. Meaning that, in Nobi Ogalanga, in the house of the wealthy man, when you have, when you keep a cow, then you must keep the foot soldiers. In the event that the cow breaks away, then the foot soldiers would be in a position to go after the cow, not the not the chief of the house or the owner of the house, so to say. So it's going to be something that we will explore in details by the time I come back to the analysis of the issue of Sheikh Gumi. Okay, so that we understand that there is a missing link here, and the reason why the second part will now eventually look at the The second part is, can the Southeast speak to IPOB? Now, that's the second part. The third part to it will be the apology by Igboho to the Ooni and the quote unquote the Yoruba leadership. In these three segments, there is one thing for everyone to take away from here, from the leadership, from the followers, and from the led. Well, again, when we say leadership, leadership entails in this case those that um, elected and unelected. Okay, so there are things that should be it should be a takeaway for these three elements. Okay, so let's crack on with first with the Sheikh Gumi. And for some of you who are joining me for the first time, please can you subscribe to the channel? And if you click on the bell icon, that would be nice, so that anytime I come online, it's going to alert you that I am online. But if you subscribe to the channel and like the video, share the video, so that others would know that we are online, that we are having this conversation online, and they can join us. Please do. Okay. So, having said that, now, can I, quickly, like I said before, look at what Sheikh Gumi. I hope I'm not going to make. I'll endeavor not to make this a long broadcast. Thank you very much for whoever liked the video now. Like the video, share the video, so that others can join us. Okay, thank you. So now let's look at Sheikh Gumi here. Let me quickly see if I can pull that article out from share my screen. Okay, so yes, you can see my screen now. I am sharing my screen. Hold on. Okay, you can see my screen here. This is Sheikh Gumi sitting down. Let me expand it so that you can also see it properly. This is according to Channels TV. This is Sheikh Gumi sitting down with Bandits. And they are telling us that it is about Ruga. Again, that's it here. They're talking about preaching peace to the bandits. Preaching peace to the bandits. Okay. Let's dive in a little bit deeper in the in this article itself, so that it's going to help us understand better what is at play here. We can see that it says Nigerians have been enjoined to avoid dividing themselves along ethnic lines, but instead learn to live in peace together and tolerate one another. The opening statement is very striking because it says Nigerians, and I do not understand which segment or which part of Nigeria that does not want to live at peace with others. A Nigerian that leaves spot A goes into spot B. When he gets to spot B, he builds a house, he drills a borehole, he opens a shop. Most cases, he ventures into private school, builds a community, and stays there for 30, 40, 50, 60 years until most times we don't actually come back till they died there. So is that a community that you are preaching peace to live together and tolerate one another? Now, if that community stays and develops a place, do you think for one second that they would do something to endanger their investments, their livelihood, things that they've done for over the years. Be the judge. Now, when it says here that this call was made by Sheikh Ahmad Gumi after being taken round the ongoing construction of rural grazing area, that is the Ruga, being done in Maradun local government area of Zamfara as part of the efforts to end insecurity. And I will say, hallelujah. Certainly something is happening. So the Ruga is being done in the appropriate place. In my 2 days presentation, I showed us how Niger has about 76.8 thousand square kilometer land. Whereas if you come down to the southeast, the largest is about 77.1, which is barely less than 10%, about 9% or thereabout, or 9.2% uh, of the size of Niger State. Obviously, this is where you can build the Ruga. So no one quarrels with you. Build Ruga in these areas. That is fantastic. That is good. That is welcomed. No one actually quarrels with you on that because it is a welcome development. People want people want to see that you're actually developing your place, and we have no issue with that. It is fantastic. Welcome development. That's what it is. So, having looked at that now, there is I want us to pay attention to something that I'm gonna, this clip. Now, let me see if I can play this clip. I hope it's gonna be loud enough.
The difference in people, differences should be fought with. We should not allow foreigners to come and divide us when we have been together. We share many things in common. We share blood even. Hardly any one of us here you will see that has no Fulani blood. And this is very unfortunate when we start dividing ourselves on this basic ethics. I thank the government of Dr. Mutawale that is taking precedence in establishing a Ruga in a modern way. And I hope Allah will give him the power to complete this project. Amen. And also the project to be an example for the country and other governors to follow. Amen. I also expect the federal government also to chip in and bring in things that can improve this, and we can see that peace will prevail in a very short time than we perceive. For this visit, inshallah, I look forward to come and see the day we celebrate the opening of this Ruga. The whole society, the government, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, politicians, the security, we have all to work in unison.
Okay, I think at this point I would have to abandon the channel's report because it has a lot of it's not stable enough. I'm going to go back and get a video that I'm going to play in order to drive home my point. My point here is very simple, and I hope I'm not going to dwell much and spend much time here. My point is very simple. You can see that the state apparatus and the sheikh are able to go and speak to non-bandits. Non-bandit, that is the key word here. They are known. Everybody knows who they are. They are bandits, right? And even at that meeting, they were wielding guns. So it's not like, I mean, these are obviously criminals. But in, in routing for peace, you sometimes negotiate with criminals because you cannot, wade your way out of, especially in a system like the Nigerian system where things don't really work the way they ought to. In that case, what then happens? You begin to speak to people. When you speak to people, you win them over with superior argument. Then you make some concessions. Hence, I have consistently said no single war that has never ended on a negotiation table. If you know that every single war will be negotiated eventually, then we can always apply a different approach. Yes, we can, push each other, we can shove each other, we can, get angry at each other. Yes, it is your right to get angry. But the takeaway here is that in all these things, you can see that even, they've gone back to, let me quickly see if I can find the video here. I think that video will do more justice to what I am saying here. Quickly, the video back office. Can I get that video, Gumi? Right. Okay. So I think this is. That's the video here. And you can see that. You can see these are bandits. They are sitting down there discussing with this bandit. You see, he's sitting down there discussing with this bandit. So that is the point. At some point, you can see the guns that they were wielding. At some point, we have to come down from our high horse and engage.
nan shinkahi dan bahaushe talaka zai hau mota har kusau ta miliyan guda in ka so mashin din 500 a kashe ka sata ku zo ayin sulhu mu zai faɗa mana gaskiya sulhu
The point here remains that they've been able to, speak to them in order for them to get at something. But that is on one point on the far north. But on the middle belt, you can see even where a governor, that is Governor Autumn, basically says it as it is, because it's always good to say the truth, even if when you want to reconcile. Nothing stops you from still saying the truth. You can see where Governor Autumn now comes up and actually says it the way Nigerians must understand and the way it is.
And the federal government, the presidency must act fast.
Yes.
Because time is going from north, west, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast, south. There is general insecurity. And this is being prepared by herdsmen. I want to repeat again. I have made it a petition to the presidency and to all security agencies before that if they want peace, may Allah must be arrested. These are people who have owned up. They have taken responsibility that they have killed, they maimed, they rape, and do all sorts of atrocities. And yet their leadership is in Abuja, and nobody is confronting them. And until these people are arrested, when I talk, I was being castigated. I was being vilified. Nothing bad that was not said against me. I am this and that. But the reality is here. It is not just happening to Benue State today. It is happening to the entire country. Why is the federal government being silent about this Fulani men? When will federal government come out and criticize and arrest herdsmen carrying AK-47? When are they going to do that? Are we second citizens in this country? What gives Fulani man superior to any other person, to a thief man? I am not their slave. A Benue man is not a slave to any Fulani man in this country. And so federal government must do this. At a point in time, the federal government came out with a policy through the police that even those with licensed den guns, double barrel and pump action should surrender to police. How many times have the presidency come out to condemn that Fulani men are carrying AK-47 all over the place? This is not correct. We stand for justice, equity, and fairness. Whatever is happening to a Fulani man should also happen to any other person. That was
one is that he according to him made some statements in anger, and which has angered the Ooni, that he could address him in that manner. Okay, so but equally this evening, my understanding is that he has also apologized. You know, he has apologized and saying that he is sorry for what he did. And I will say to Ooni, since to err is human, I will say please, you have to obviously forgive him, because he has said sorry to you. And I read his statement. He was saying that in this statement by People's Gazette here, he says that the visible furiated Sunday Igboho made an emotional appeal for forgiveness from Ooni of Ife on Wednesday, being today, saying his disparaging comments against the frontline Yoruba traditional ruler were unwarranted and in a bad taste. Yes, I believe it was in a bad taste. And that is where activists, that is where presenters, that's where people like us must be very, very careful on the things we say. I sometimes I read comments, people say, Maz, you're being too political correct. You see, one thing, as you watching me, one thing you people will know is not whoever comes online, insults people the most, makes the most sensible point. There are ways you can still say the same thing you're saying, but you say it differently. And for many of us, we stick with facts and verify these facts before we come online and say them. We don't just say them because we can say, listen, this is an entity, this is a company, this company could be liable, this company could be sued, and they have liabilities. So in that case, it's not like someone who sits down in one of his kitchens or bathrooms and takes a mobile phone, sticks it in his face, someone no one knows about, has no address, and he can say all manner of rubbish. After saying it, he can, in the Nigerian parlance, he can vamos. But here is a man who has said something out of anger, quote unquote, according to what he told Femi Fani Kayode this evening. He said he made that comment on the heat of the moment. And if you know what that means, that's not the first time we have something, we have had something like that. We have had, where brothers also have made comments that eventually were regretted. But what we can always do, and my advice to us collectively, is that we chew words. We chew words. Rushing just to say things for saying sake doesn't, because when the whole thing started playing up, what he now said was that um, that that he was told that the Ooni was giving words of dollars, but eventually he found out that that was untrue. And these are type of rumors, because you can wake up here and say, oh, like I read a statement the other day, said, I think that was it with Wazurika or something like that. I read somewhere that one of these Fulani guys said it was on WhatsApp. It was giving $10 million. I was like, come on. Now, so did they pick the money? $10 million to do what? I mean, there are stories you read, is outright lie, and you don't even need to either retweet it or send it on Facebook or share it. You just let it die, because we need to bring sanity into some of these conversations. But be that as it may, the good thing is that he has apologized and saying that he is sorry, because he's an exalted too. And for me, the moment I read his comment, what he said, I said to myself, I mean, why was he saying this? Because if you want to keep your eye on the ball, attacking your fellow individual is a wrong approach. What many of you will know, you must, and this is now I'm speaking to my Igbo brothers, all of us must not be in one group. Rather, all of us must have something that we are looking up to. Example is, we want to get from Enugu to Asaba. Some of us might use the old road. Some of us might use the new road. Some of us, on getting to Oka, might decide to bypass and get through Idemili Ogidi. Some of us, on getting to Onitsha, might decide to use Enu Onitsha and get to Main Market, what's it called, and be there and use Kenu without using the bridge. But point is, we all are getting to the same destination. It doesn't help you and it doesn't help us and help our collective fight when you come online and you're busy antagonizing the same person heading to Asaba with you. But his crime is that he has chosen to use the old road, whereas you are on the new road. Doesn't matter. He's not shooting at you on his new road. Why are you pointing at him at his old road? So, on that note, I'll say, people, I like speaking in parables. I like speaking, but I believe you guys understand what I mean. Because at the end of the day, these are things that is not helping our, these things are not helping our collective resolve to achieve and get where we want to be, because we are heading somewhere. Obviously, we are heading somewhere. So this evening, I would say, let me stop my presentation here. And if anyone, if you have any contribution to make, you can, in the next 5 minutes, you can ring in and make your contribution. And the number to call on is +234 42206, and that's only WhatsApp only. WhatsApp only. Please do not call on the normal line, because the normal line will be switched off. Okay. So on that note, I will say thank you once more for joining me this evening. You can, as always, appeal to us. Please, we are all in a mess. No, none of us actually enjoys what is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is total kaput. All where we might have divergent views is how do we get out of it? Some are saying break everything now. We don't care how it is broken. While some are saying, okay, hold on, can we have a structured approach in breaking it down? Okay? So, but if you understand that the person who is saying, can we have a structured approach in breaking it down, doesn't mean he likes it. He likes does not 1 second mean he likes that this place doesn't work. No. The same road is the same road he uses, is the same road that gets you angry, is the same road he uses. Every one of us use that. The same that we do not have hospital is the same everywhere. It doesn't matter which community. Our politicians, as I prefer to call them, are the same. They only look after themselves. And if they only look after themselves, does that mean we are in all this mess together? So how do we get them to also ensure that we force them? Because it's not by choice. We have to force them to think about us. Many of us remember and grew up in the Southeast and other regions in Nigeria when we had water corporations. I remember in the 80s in Enugu, you open up the tap, water comes out. But today, without even, because it's a state thing, even without the federal government of Nigeria, states cannot provide common water. Local government of Nigeria gets about 22% of all the federal money being shared every month, yet there is no single one that I have visited in the Southeast that has a functional toilet. These are things that, anger you and I. It makes us angry. But our departure lane could be how we get these things fixed. We must continue, people. Let us not get distracted, please. I beg us, let us not get distracted. When you and I fight, when we fight at our own level, those that we're supposed to be holding to account, they are enjoying it because suddenly, we no longer asking them any question. So they are basically enjoying it. They can do whatever they. I have my first caller from Germany here. Schönen guten Abend. Mazi is okay here. Hello.
I think you are online this night. Huh?
Yes, you're speaking to Mazi is okay live.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. My name is Uji. I'm calling from Germany.
Okay.
But let me lower my voice here. So this thing that you're talking about this evening, the best thing for we to do. Hello?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Hello?
I said go ahead, I am listening. I'm listening to you.
Okay, thank you, my brother. The best thing for we to do, especially the way the Southeasterners have suffered a lot, if we can suggest to kill all the whole governors in the Southeast will be the best solution for us. These people that have put us in best. These people put us in if no. my own personal, I suggest for we to murder all these people.
No. I'm not a party to that. That we can. I would rather agree. If we I would rather agree that we come together and uproot all of them from office. I think that's a that's a more.
The way this is now, these people, if we use soft hand for them, many of them will come out.
Listen. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Do you know registered voters in take Anambra State, for instance, is about 2 point something million. To win an election in that state is less than 300,000 votes.
Okay.
Now, imagine where a group is able to mobilize 500,000 to 1 million people, mobilize, then come out, vote, stay, nothing, until the vote is counted.
Yeah, but yes, I understand what you are saying. The vote doesn't count.
No. You see, listen, the reason why the vote doesn't count is because you and I keep giving excuses. The day we want it to. Listen, in Edo, we saw it with Obaseki. Edo people for the first time said, we will not take your money. We will vote and we will defend our vote. And we saw what happened. Now, thank God that even the electoral process is even much better, that now they do electronic transmission. So basically, if you stay here, if the current trend continues, what happened in Imo State will no longer repeat itself because it will be transmitted from the units. Therefore, we must think a different approach. What I'm saying is, I got to be fair, and I'm saying it bold in camera everywhere. I am not, and I will not subscribe to that approach. In Igbo, we say, Ade ade Igbo agha ala. Two people cannot be mad at the same time.
Yes, everybody cannot be mad at the same time.
Exactly. However, it's only when it's only when you now come in. You do this thing because what I'm telling you is tested and it works. Now, it's only that we need to agree. Is it you? Is it Mr. A or Mr. B that will come out? And these are the conditions. In 3 months, we want you to recover every money the previous one stole. If you don't do it, XYZ will happen to you. We have to change our way of thinking.
Okay, yes. For example, now, my brother, don't be annoyed for that word. For example, now, as Will Obiano is the governor now, he can bring 1 billion to share to people, and those people will go and vote for him. If those people you mobilize, you say,
that is the thing. You come now, exactly what you've just said now. Remember what I said, right?
Yeah.
You join organizations where voluntarily, even if somebody gives you 1 million naira, you are not coming out because you know what you want. And I said again, and I repeat, the day we decide, like the people of Edo did, you saw the videos, they will get you, those people wanting to buy their vote with money, unless you're telling me that that we are incapable of doing better than what the Edo people did. You take that money, they will beat you up.
We can do it.
Exactly. The only thing we need to do is to agree that we can do it and we work towards it. I can tell you it is achievable. And that is the start. You know, that in the utopic land we want, you know,
my brother. Okay. For example, if I thought that somebody that we bring to go and represent us, we do what we ask him to, like, for example, all these things have happened before. IPOB, this man bring IPOB to go and work. I think our leader, Odumegwu Ojukwu, he bring IPOB for Anambra State. Bring this man, I think Rochas Okrocha, for Imo State. Bring which person again in Abia State? How did they?
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You're saying that this person brought this person. You're giving third person reports. If I ask you, in all this, they brought this person, what role did you and I play? Nothing. You become a spectator. The moment you become a spectator, I'll give you an example. In the country you lived in, while I was there, Gerhard Schroeder was your Bundeskanzler from Niedersachsen, right?
Yeah.
It took the mobilization of CDU-CSU to mobilize the people because Schroeder was a good, what the Germans call a good orator, a good redner. So it took the mobilization in order for them to unseat him. And the lady came in and it started doing the things because everybody wanted, said to an end. So what I'm telling you in honest is, let's not run away from this trying to fix it ourselves. I'll give you an example. Do you know we can decide and say in the Southeast Nigeria, if you want to become a governor, if like Anambra, the case I gave you, said, if we have 1 million votes, we can give you. But these are the conditions for this vote. If you're going to go for the Senate, we want you, in the first 3 months of your going into the Senate, we want you to move the following bills. 1, motion number 1, referendum. Motion number 2, XYZ. Motion number 3, XYZ. If you do not do the following, we will recall you. And you are going to sign it because that is the condition. Now, remember, we are not taking 1 naira from you. The condition for supporting you is this.
Can I in just 1 minute? Okay. That person, if the person now go there, when he starts to misbehave, then we record that person back. Is when that
the person wouldn't listen. The person.
If we are the one that we become the police of that person.
Yes.
Now we will get time to record that person back.
Yes.
But if this person go use all these Nigerian.
No, but he don't need police. No, he don't need police to recall people. He don't.
No, I know. There's a place I'm going. If those people, if that person now you put there now use this Nigerian police to guide himself, how are you going to call that person back?
No. You see,
when you go,
hold on, please. Again, I repeat. Bear in mind, you are not picking a politician. You have an organization. Let's say, for instance, you have an organization called IPOB. You are a member of IPOB. IPOB is not happy with what is happening in the Southeast.
Me too.
Hold on. Now, within this organization, you have decided, because you no longer are comfortable, from amongst you want to select someone to go and represent the interest and the belief and the concept of all the things you stand for. You now start this process. Is not something, because the reason why I tell anyone listen to me now, the reason why there is no, all these things people shout online. Oh, why is this person not speaking? Why is this person not speaking? Listen, they cannot speak because they did not have any social contract with you before they went into the office. They've gone into the office. As you rightly said, they paid their way in. It becomes a business venture. Therefore, for them to do anything, they must first of all recoup their money. But if you and I ensures that the person did not spend 1 million naira, you contributed 100 naira and made that person your governor, your rep, or whatever, that person must do as you say. We must rethink. It's a clear case of insanity.
Last election in Anambra State, I could remember this man, this formal aviation. What did he name from Anambra?
Osta Chidoka. Did we vote for him?
Okay, thank you. He's our member.
No, but did we vote for him?
People vote for him.
No. No, listen. Osita Chidoka. Maybe you people didn't know what happened. Osita Chidoka had no support of the support base he thought he had. Even the day of the election, his polling agents collected money from those that were paying and abandoned him. So how can he win? How can? It's
That's something that I'm talking about. Yes, if you mobilize,
but that's what I'm saying. You and I are yeah, no. But that is when you are not willing to make. You see, one thing I have seen is we are all wanting to. We are all sorry. We are all wanting to have a good country, a good place. But one thing we are not willing to do is to collectively make that sacrifice. The sacrifice will be the sacrifice of getting into the process, the sacrifice of sacrificing one day for your independence, for your betterment, the day of that election. I tell people, we demand for referendum. If we keep going the way we are going by the virtue of voter apathy, even if the day you do the referendum, who will come out? Because you have to be identified. If you don't have voters card, how can you vote? Because it's vote. It's vote.
it's good,
And it's the same way you count election today is the same way you're going to count it.
yes, the way things is now, if we continue the way we are doing it now, this Biafra will come and we don't need a referendum. Very simple. The way I'm seeing it now, Biafra is already in our hand.
Okay.
If everybody put hand together, if we post this is 2 days ago, now, if you see, we saw these governors and their talk now have already start changing. If we stay like this now to bless these people, it's already in our hand. You know?
Okay. If we no, it's the reason why I chuckled is suddenly you went back to the subconsciousness of thinking that something could come without really putting some, making nothing happens out of nothing. I put it that way.
Yes, so that's why I tell you it's better that we murder these people.
No,
It's better we kill these people.
please, I don't want my page to be taken offline. Please, can you please stop? I think it's also improper. Let's stop using. You can't be discussing how to. Please.
Okay, no problem. Okay,
Let's.
problem.
That's. I mean, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your call.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Mazes. Okay, speaking. Who am I speaking to? Can you lower your device, please? And Mazes. Okay, speaking. Who am I speaking to?
Mazi, good evening here from Boca Raton, Florida. A friend from here.
Oh, how are you? Longest time.
Yeah. I've been busy with life, man.
Well, you've been busy making dollars, so make una send some for us now. Make we take the whole body.
I'm still in school. I'm trying to get to that stage to make the money.
Okay, you're welcome. So what's your contribution?
So I've been, following the whole, Nigeria situation, and it's very sad. And it's very pathetic that Nigeria has a president that doesn't respond, doesn't talk to the citizens, and it's very shameful what's going on. And for me, I feel like the country is at a crossroad, and there's kindness everywhere. It's no longer, it's happening in the Northeast, now it's coming down to the South, right? And it used to be like, only the Igbos are complaining. Now it's everywhere. So it seems like the chicken has come home to roost for everybody. They used to say Igbos are separatists, blah, blah, blah. But now everyone is saying what Igbos saw in 1967 to 70. Because if Nigeria had Barbary to negotiate, I don't think we'll find ourselves in this situation because everyone would have gone back to their region. to defend it, to build their economy and grow. And then you relate to the other parts of the country based on your comparative advantage. But they refused because they saw oil. Now, oil is being phased out all over the world, and plus the desert encroachment in the northern part of the country. Because if Nigeria had a regional system of government, maybe the would have tackled their problem, because then they have but because of easy money, they can't go into production.
I don't.
Because why would I go to work if I can be able to get free lunch? So for me, I think the solution is if we had people that are patriotic in the National Assembly, because this stuff is going to get out of control very quickly. That's what I'm saying, because when you have the Igbos have been agitating for so long, now the Yorubas are waking up. Something is going on in the country. So if we have people in National Assembly with something in their head, like usually say, if they have gray matters in their head or something like that, so they would be able to see that the country is going into a dangerous road, and try to see if there would be something like a sovereign national conference, whereby every nationality will gather. Then after they agree, they come out with the modalities of the government, and then they send it back to the different regions. And it has to be, and that's why I feel like all these states that have been created in Nigeria, it has to be ethnic based. That's my impression. The Igbo nation should be in one region. The Yoruba nation is already in one region. I think that they're the only region that is like very homogeneous of all the this six geopolitical zone right now. But I feel like
hold on. I advanced that argument that I believe the solution will be similar to the agreement of the Aburi Accord, vis-a-vis the template of the 1963, where you had regions. Now, quickly, I broke down those regions. I said we could marry, because I have had conversation with people, our brothers from the South, and they will tell you, oh, they don't want to be in the same region with you. Now, you say, okay, can you break it down into, can you adopt this the 6 geographical region and convert them into countries? And to be the realities of today, reflecting the realities of, or rather the 1963 Republican Constitution, or but someone will be quick to remind you, with the exception of the Igbo nation, that one could say the adjoining cities from Kogi, Benue, Delta, where you have pockets of Igbos as well, living outside their Igbo nation, that others are not homogeneous like the Igbos, where you have real minority issues. Therefore, if you break them down in that manner that you and I argue, how would they deal with over 240 minorities? If the minorities begin to remember, that was because of minority, remember the master stroke done by Chief Bafemi Awolowo when he canvassed for the North Central. North Central was his ideology in order to break the camel's back. Eventually, Zeke got back at him by the time he was arguing about the Midwest. The Midwest was Awolowo's idea in order to get back to Zeke, to break the Igbo, because he saw that Abo upwards was not even in the eastern region, it was in the Midwest. So you can see that there is already, if we continue with that trajectory, there is already this argument of what will be the fate of the minorities.
But Maz is okay. The point is that's not. Hello.
Yeah, but see, we must be ready, and we must those things. If we need to move forward and be a better people, those things Nigeria is doing today that all of us are complaining, we must desist from doing it to others, no matter how small they are.
No, for sure. So, but my argument is, you spoke about our brothers from the South, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our brothers from the South, that feel like they don't want to be with Igbos in the same zone. That's fine. That's their problem. So when we're trying to bring our people under one umbrella, and when it happens, we have to go to our brothers in Delta states. They have to vote. Do you want to be part of the larger Igbo society? If they say yes, they join us.
Yes, because they are Neomans. They are. It's only the bridge that is only demarcating us.
Exactly. And I feel like most of them are beginning to have sense because, I think the problem we are having with the greater Igbo nation now is the Igbo side of it. Because, you see them all the time on YouTube. They make videos that say Igbo language. And that makes me laugh because, these people are speaking Igbo. So it's just like someone from Ba or Ungwa coming to tell you, Ungwa language. There's nothing like that, So, but I get that. So the point is, we have for Nigeria to move forward, in my understanding, if they want to be together as one country, it has to be ethnically and regionally based. So the other minorities, they can sort themselves out. That's not a problem.
But because we are the only people that our region is the same. Our language is our region. Our region is our territory is everything would be at the same. It's just 4-letter words. Igbo. Igbo is our language.
Yeah.
Igbo is our ancestry. Igbo is our territory. Mm-hmm. So everything about us is. But so unlucky. Others are not the same. So should we only think about ourselves and not consider others? Anyway, it's not a conversation that you and I will definitely find a solution for this night.
No, that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Because this whole idea came now, we have Eastern region, and then the minorities, the Ijos, and we don't want to be with the Igbos. Now we want to collect every of our brother to the same, under one umbrella. And now they're saying, others are not so lucky. So, I mean, Igbos will tell you,
mana a ga-azọta naanị wee zọba ute.
So that whole idea of others are not so lucky. Yeah, we have the middle belt people, TV and the rest of them. They can come together. All those minorities in the North Central, they can have a kind of arrangement like you have in most states in Nigeria. This whole leadership rotation. Because I think most of the problem you are having with some of these states is the issue of who becomes governor, how resources are shared. So they can solve that problem by sharing power. The governorship, the senatorial seats, the House of Reps, because that is always the problem. So they can solve it by having that, kind of, sharing of power. But, there's no how that for Nigeria to go forward unless it's going to disintegrate, and it's going to be bloody because the trajectory this country is going now. Everyone's eyes has opened, and I don't know, I have to say, because this Nnamdi Kanu, whether you like him or not, his broadcast has actually opened a lot of people's eyes. Now the Yorubas are waking up. Because, he keeps saying it, Igbos have been saying it for years. Everyone is not listening. Now it's happening to everybody. Now they now see what everyone is saying. So my idea is still, call this and then after that, subject this thing to a referendum. And you have two options there. this region, do you want to be part of a larger Nigeria, or you want to go your separate way?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I would agree with you, because if we are very honest to ourselves, um, by the virtue of what has happened to Nigeria in the last 10 years, it has become so obvious, even visible and audible, you know, to the deaf and the blind, that there is no love lost. That people think more about. I mean, I no apology. I'm an Igbo man before before you can call me any other thing. I'm an Igbo person, and I am a full-blooded Onyenze na Igbo. So no, that's no apology. And the same way from my friends tell me, well, I'm a Yoruba man before. Of course, that's what we are, because Igbo is what predates anything else. That is my ancestry, and that's what predates anything. Nigeria is just a baby of 60 something years. But Igbo has been since the time of Adam and Eve. So that is history of its own.
And the founding fathers were not even visionary enough to change the name of the country. They just accepted the name that, you know, the concubine, or whatever you call that lady, Shaw, wherever her name is, that gave Nigeria her name.
Flora Shaw, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Flora Shaw. So the whole point I'm trying to make is, in summary, is that the country is at a crossroad. You can't force people to be in a country, and you are not even embracing them. And, you know, I listened to Dele Momodu about this whole concept of, you know, we are just pretending that, you know, the war was fought, and then, we're forgiving ourselves. But that's pretense. And, you know,
we are very pretentious people. You think I made this analysis. Someone was saying, in a group of you know, some intellectuals who were arguing, I said, the problem I have with you people is you do not even give leeway for others. And they say, what do you mean? I say, how can you just appointed 4 people, you still ignored Ndibo? He said, oh, but it's only 4 positions. I said, no, that's one thing you guys don't understand. You say 4 positions. Remember, you had 4 positions before. Let's grant it, you didn't appoint Onyibo. Now you have another 4 positions again. That means you have 6 slots, and you have 8 positions, because that means 4 plus 4 is 8, and you have not made any effort to heal or to reconcile.
When it comes to Igbos, Nigerians are shameless. The Yorubas, the Hausas, the Fulanis, the TVs, everybody. Because I don't know what they have this against the Igbo man. You know, I don't get it. You don't trust these people, but you still want to be in the same country.
Then allow them be on their own. You say no. I mean,
exactly, and that's what Dele was saying in his broker video online. And I think he was able to come out and make that speech because he straddles the 2 ethnicities. He's Bini and also Yoruba, but he's more culturally Yoruba, you know. But I think he's an honest man, you know. When you see, you know, his disposition and, you know, the kind of stuff he's done. So, but my whole point is, Nigerians pretend a lot. You know, our brothers in the Southwest, Yorubas, you know, I love their intellectualism and all that, but they're not truthful when it comes to Igbo people. You know, look at Tunde Bakare making one silly kind of argument. Was it yesterday? I mean, if you're someone that wants to bring peace to the country, you shouldn't be talking like that.
What did he say? I didn't listen to him. What did he say?
No, he was saying that, you know, he was being interviewed by Dele Momodu, and he said, like, you know, Dele Momodu asked him about Igbo presidents and the rest of it, and he said, yeah, we would love Igbos to be president, but, you know, democracy is a game of number. That Igbos should play mainstream politics. The same kind of rhetoric that this guy that died was in Funtua made. So you keep asking yourself, and you keep preaching on, you know, on the altar, like, what kind of man are you? You should be bringing people together, not making one kind of, divisive comment.
Listen,
What
what many people hasn't realized is that 2023, if they ever get to that point, would now push those who were still hinging some element of hope of the cliff. And they would, and I said last year that for the first time in my adult life, I've seen a nation give up 3 years in advance. Because people have given up hope. When people start talking about 2023 and 2020, I was alarmed because it means 3 years is virtually giving away. They think this man is not going to do anything. The man is just a waste of space. Anyway, thank you. There are people waiting on the line. Thank you very much for your call. It's been a very long time, so I couldn't even come to Florida because, as you can see, the flights are not flying. But one of these days, I hope we'll catch up once more.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, yeah. Yeah, hello. Hello, who am I speaking to? Hello? Okay, please, many of us are watching now. Can we please give this video a thumbs up, please? And if you can share the video, that will be much appreciated. Can you give the video a thumbs up? Just hit the like button. Smash it. Smash it. We're going to play some sound if you smash it. Come on. Let's make it fun. Hello, who am I speaking to? Mazi is okay speaking.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, Mazi, this is Dr. CJ from US. So, just thank you so much for all you're doing and for everybody, to contribute their thoughts and, opinions. Like you said, I've been of the opinion that we just have to go back to the 1963 Constitution, which was agreed to by our founding fathers. We all know that when Nigeria wanted to become an independent country, they not moved the motion that they were not ready.
Exactly. Sadly, we made a mistake. We should have allowed them by that time, myself.
Well, the good thing, the point is that they not now wanted Nigeria to be a truly federal state so that the South would never have to dictate what happens in the North, how the North is governed, and they listed all demands, the conditions that will make them agree to be part of the new nation called Nigeria. And it was accepted. And Nigeria became a federal republic in 1963, and we started operating this constitution. That was basically the list of agreements that the North wanted enshrined so that on no condition should any part of the country lord it over the other parts of the country. And this is what we agreed on. It's just unfortunate that today what the North feared the South was going to do to it in the 60s is what it's doing to the rest of the country with impunity. And it's just, it's sitting over there acting like, we can change our constitution, rule by decree that we call 1999 constitution, and it's nothing, we're all one country. Of course, I do, again, understand that with the issues of the other minority ethnic groups in Nigeria, the balkanization, creation of states, those are the things that led to creation of states. So a lot of apprehension, which people say, no, we don't want to go back to 3 or 4 regions because big tribes will swallow us up and start maltreating us again. And we fought so hard to have our states right now. So indeed, the 6 geopolitical regions, which was something that happened, that came up, one of the few things out of Abacha's National Constitutional Conference. After that, Nigerians kind of looked up a way, how can we organize this country in a way that we just have regional blocks, so that if we have 6 slots, for instance, as you spoke about, we can say if you can pick 1 slot from each of these regions, then you've pretty much satisfied some of the sentimental issues about, as opposed to picking from the former 21 states and former and the 36 states that we have now. So we can go by the 6 geopolitical regions, do boundary adjustments so that people that want to be in a certain region, they can actually get in the region that they prefer to be in. Or we can actually even work with 7 geopolitical regions, depending on if some minority ethnic groups say, for instance, all the North Central might be no, we don't want to all be lumped into North Central, we want to break up. It can happen, and this wouldn't have been any problems if we practice a strictly the so-called true federalism like they practice in the United States. We all know that Trump wanted to, after the elections, he wanted some of these states to stop calling the results when he was leading, and the mail-in ballots had not been counted and all that stuff. But the system worked. The Supreme Courts were independent, and the system worked. It's not a country that is run by one man. The laws of the country makes it a federal republic, a federation. That's what the United States is, and that's what is needed in Nigeria.
Be very careful with the Trump interjections. Many people, many people watching wouldn't like it because they are still hurting.
I'm not totally against Trump, but my point is that a system where there are checks and balances, you can't have a whole big country like Nigeria being dominated by one man calling himself a president of one tribe. Is almost like what do they think would happen? All these things that are happening now, the country is dangerously trending towards another bloody second civil war. And these are some of the things that will happen. If now I heard somebody saying, let the Igbos talk to IPOB. They broke down the Igbo leadership, imposing puppets on Igbos and all that stuff. If you let Igbos choose their leaders, and Igbos had respectable leaders, see what happened in the other Ohanese election and all that stuff. Then, if Igbos have respectable leaders, this respectable person will call Nnamdi Kanu and say, my son, I know you're angry. You're right in what you're saying. But for my sake, please listen to my word. This and this and this are some of the things. Let us go this way. But we don't have those types of credible leadership right now. So they ruined Igbo leadership thinking they were going to put puppets and all those stuff. Then they turn around. Nnamdi Kanu has almost become the only authentic Igbo leadership that somebody knows is not induced by some financial gain to do what he's doing. And that is why he has that swell grassroots support that nobody else has, including the governors and all that stuff. So, so some of these things that had happened because we were practicing, I don't know what they call
slow down. When you say that we do not have leaders being elected by people, now I'll give you examples. In the Southeast now, it has somehow become a norm that when an Igwe or Eze dies, people of the community somehow elect or select someone with questionable character, maybe because no Butuike, leaving those it's only very few communities now that you will see real learned people like professors, like the one that wrote the Bottled Leopard, I think in D.K. Leon in Anambra State, where you have Professor Chukwuemeka Ike, Inoko, where you have Laze Kweme, people who could make serious input. But if not, on the general, because sometimes I think we make this submission that we are being controlled by the outside, whereas when you think deep, what is happening to us is the inability of the critical mass to think deep. You come to towns where you have PGs, President Generals, there is no outsider influence. It is entirely the business of the community. Yet, they bring in cucumbers and carrots. It come to governorship, senatorial, we know people who should be in prison. Yet, on the same date, you see people lining up voting for criminals. There was one that came out of prison, landed in Owerri, and people, our mothers, sisters, brothers, came out, lined up to welcome him. Were they told to come and welcome him from Abuja? How come? So when we, what I'm trying to say is just like, I'm pointing at you with my two fingers. Bear in mind, 3 is pointing at me. In Race Perfect, what we need to do is always to search, because I believe the solution lies within us. The solution lies within us.
You're right, Mazi. The 100% of the problem is not because of the imposition of leadership in Igbo land. Some of the fault is actually the disposition of the modern Igbo man, the present-day Igbo man, and how and general attitudes to critical exercises such as election, and somebody would not participate, but they still want the best person that represents their interest to be there. And when the person goes there and shares money and just doesn't represent his interests, he's sitting over there saying, but why isn't this person talking? But why isn't this person talking about this?
No, how can it's just like I keep asking people. They shoot people maybe like when the MNA issue case. Let me start with what I tagged the Aba massacre. My organization and a couple of organizations, we went to ICC. And people ask me, Maz, but why are the representatives not talking? I said, which representatives? The ones you've collected money and you put them in there, and they're not your representative. They are your business associates. They've gone there to recoup that money that they've given you. But we can make them our representatives the day we decide and we say enough of the rubbish, you're not going to collect those money from them. And you're not going to give them their vote. If you know you are not good, you are not good. We're not going to do anything to you. Anyway, thank you very much. I think I have more people on the line. Thank you very much. Well, it's the participation is, I think that's where, we need series of such programs to somehow sensitize our people. I know we are all angry. Many of you are not as angry as some of you are in the diaspora. I drive down here, I go to these places, I see roads, I see communities. I am visibly angry, but the question is, how do you systematically and strategically change the things you see?
Yes.
How do you systematically?
Yes.
I was telling somebody a story. In 2005, I was jogging in my community, jogging, early morning jogging, and I saw a school that was like in my community. It appears it was in Afghanistan. The roof blown off everywhere, just like, come on, it was like a war-torn zone. Yes, I was angry.
Right.
The governor of my state then was Chris Ngige. I wrote to the governor, I wrote to the local government chairman, but they virtually did nothing. My governor then, after 3 weeks, sent cameramen to come because of my protest later, and eventually what happened? What I'm trying to say, I'm not just taking credit, but within 2 years, I was able to mobilize funds and rebuild that school to make a statement. We cannot all just, just keep walking away, keeping our hands. Listen, if we keep waiting for these people to fix it, the current ones there now, you might wait till thy kingdom come and nothing will happen, because people who could not even...
That's true, and I thank you so much for speaking about this political participation. Yes, we are angry. Yes, we feel like like our votes don't count. But if you don't go there to vote and defend your vote, then you're even much more worse off. If people know you will come out and vote, even if they have the money to rig the elections, they know there will be a multitude of people there that don't.
My dear,
so
it is a simple analysis, very simple analysis. Now, target and capture half of the registered voters. Make people to be angry. Let them get angry enough to change it. Let no one who is not among the 5 non-political parties come. Let the person make that. Look at what is happening in Borno State, Governor Zulum. Look at the way he drives around everywhere, walking. You can see a man who is working for his people. But here we are. Come Christmas, every Dick and Harry, every idiot want to run you away from the street because they're able to buy siren and put it in what's the kind of Toyota they call it again, Hilux or whatever they do. I mean, and everybody, you come to wedding, you come to anywhere, everybody. You see, it is a societal decadence. It is a moral thing that it's the way we talk about it. If we begin to frown at all these things, we should be able to frown at somebody coming to a burial with siren or coming to a wedding with, the society should be able to frown at it in order to stop, since the law is no longer there to control it. We should be able to frown at certain things. We watch people saying, "Oh, I want you to make me rich so I can become the richest man in our rift." And if the person makes that money, you see people go, they worship him, kneel down. I mean, there are things which should get us angry. If they want to do it in the north, let them do it. That's why we are not that way. We are not wired. If they want to do it in the west, it is their freaking problem. Let them do it. But we must say no here. We cannot do it. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Let me take another caller. Thank you.
Thank you, Maz. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. Yeah, hello. Who am I speaking to? Please, people, I think is getting to time now. I didn't want to stay up to 1 hour, but obviously, once you begin to join and make your contributions, and I hate to cut people short, but I think this caller from the US, Jesus Christ, look at how many times you've called me. Okay, let me call you back. But please pick your call. Okay, let me take some comments, then I'll call it a day. Let me take some comments. I think Martin Jaere says, hold on, let me take that comment. Gumi, a sheikh negotiating with the bandit kidnappers and killers. It means that the northern leader, religious, and the political are the bandit. He said it, not me. I have no comment on that one. Oh, people, remember we still have the super chart. The super chart is still active. Actually, why is that no one has ever remembered the super chart today? What's happening, people? So, police brutality, NSAS and police brutality. Good morning from here. Where are you chatting from? Police brutality. DID says, Mazi, thank you, Mazi and Dele, for what you people are doing in giving direction to the whole struggle. A million thanks to Mazi Nandekano for the great effort and sacrifice you made opening everybody's eyes. Thank you very much. Also, DID. Okay. So while you're putting your charts, try the super chart as well. The super chart is fun. If you put up a super chart, you're going to get sound played. You make a choice. We can play this one for you. Or we play this one for you. Oh, we clap for you. That's the things we can do for you, and you'll be up there for a longer time. So, take another elections. Elections do not work in Nigeria. I agree. Ada Zion is a Kama. Ezu Kama. It doesn't work, but we can make the difference. Maybe because of my by training and by my profession, I do not believe and I do not see impossibility. We can always, again, I keep saying, with the critical mass, we can always make things to work. When everybody, and that is the indomitable spirit of Ndi. People come to a place, they say, there is no water here, there is no sand here, there is no this. That's why we are Ndibo. We make things happen. So if every other person is saying these things don't work, this thing doesn't work, while we hope for the best, while we are going where we are going, still remember we are still part of this. How do we clean up? Because we cannot fold our arms and say until we get there before we even begin to work. No. We must start working now before we even get there. Yes, there is a promised land. Yes, we will eventually, be it confederation, a nation, or a regional governance, the way it was in the 1963, whatever it is, we can make that difference. And that's what makes us tick. When others say it is not possible, we say it is possible. Because we are a people that make things happen. On that note, I will say thank you very much this evening for joining me. I remain Mazes, okay? And I will, in this case, be, saying to us good night, everyone. It is now, oh, sorry, I think the last caller, this is going to be the last caller for tonight. Yeah, hello, who am I speaking to? Mazes, okay, speaking. Hello? Hello, who am I speaking to?
Calling from New York.
Okay. Sorry, can you say your name again? Hello?
Can you hear me, Mbaze?
Can you say your name again and where you're calling from, please?
Can you hear me? My name.
Are you in a tunnel?
She's calling from New York.
Okay, continue. We can hear you
No,
now.
I'm not in a tunnel.
Okay,
Can you
continue.
hear me now?
Continue. We can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
I say sorry for, you called, a few minutes ago I was on.
Okay. Yeah, hello? Hello? I don't know what's happening. You are the only one that is beeping like this and you're calling from America. You might have to change the position where you were before.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Obara Onyebuchi. I'm calling from New York.
Go ahead.
Okay. Almost, I have to sympathize with you of the death of your brother last time, about 2 weeks ago or so.
Thank you.
So, my contribution towards your topic this afternoon or this evening is for, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi to visit Bandits. To my own opinion, it shows that they were supporting the bandits. And if you could remember vividly, The same bandits were the people they called for their work. They settled them. Zamfara State settled some bandits and gave them some money and even hillocks, which is hillocks to attack communities again. And the commissioner who reviewed the information was sacked from the state. So what I'm trying to say is, it's high time our people need to come together. The Southeastern governors to come together because they should forget everything about party affiliation. These concern their citizens. And you can see the way these people were operating. When they come, they get they acquire your land and occupy your place. So you have no place to be. So my mind is high time the governors should come together, although they were from different parties, and you can see that some of them are playing a kind of gamble with the Northern Caliphate, as they may call it. So I believe that it's high time we have to come together. Imagine what's happening in Ogun State and in Oyo State. Only one person, Sunday Igboho, everybody is bound for him. But imagine the Igbos have the only Nnamdi Kanu, which no other Igbo can have the kind of population Nnamdi Kanu has. But this guy is not getting support from his people, especially the people in government, which is so bad. And he has a population more than the late Ikemba Neo. We all know that. Now, these are the guys that when the Northerners hears about him, like Sunday Igboho or Gani Adams, they will be shocking, they will be shaking. We don't have any leader, we don't have anybody. To me, I think it's high time we have to call this guy and talk to him, Nnamdi Kanu, so we can come together. Imagine him floating Eastern Security Network all from England, from London, and he's operating in the South. You could imagine what that means if there is a kind of little support from the governors of the South. Even if you don't want to do it openly, sometimes you play gamble, because we are talking about your people's life. It's your responsibility as a governor to take care of your people, protect life and property. That's what you sworn to be as a governor. So I think it's high time. Although he's trying his best, he's a one-man squad. I do call him, Nnamdi Kanu Mazi. I call him one-man squad. Because he always asks you, do I use gun? Do I speak? Is it not the mouth God gave me I used to talk? Yes. And he's winning. He has a lot of followers. Everybody put on the radio to listen to him. When it's time for everybody to be closing shop, going home to listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he shows you the kind of support there, because we have been treated so bad. I always call my tribe as the most hated tribe. That's what I call my tribe. And we are the most prosperous people we have in Nigeria, if not in Africa as a whole. So what I'm trying to put is, we need to come together. In terms of the governors, they need to think that these guys that have this kind of followership, why can't we go through him? Okay, man, let me refer you back. Sorry. If you remember the last time you had a general conversation with Onye Konwenu, Dele Momudu, IPOB, and all of them. Remember, after all said and done, do you remember that the Alhaji, what's the name, that said something about the Igbo coup, the first Igbo coup, and which was not why you are there. They brought him, but he read the whole script. Finally, when Onye Konwenu reacted, Dele Momudu, who was the convener, and you, and the other people, especially what's the name, the elderly man from the Anambra State, when they reacted, the man came back. You see how soft he was after these people said everything, including the guy from Yoruba land, the elder statement. You saw how the man that read the script about the first, how he reacted finally, so soft. So forget about the lady that reacted absolutely out of context, talking about Onye Konwenu, this and that. But I have to tell you, these people know what they are doing. They were pushing us, and now we are realizing that we have to sit up. And because of sitting up, you can see how the country is. My brother, nobody will wait in his house to come and kill him. It doesn't work. And remember, we don't have vast land. We have native land we have to protect. That is why I mean everybody that can support the Eastern security to encounter the Eastern security. See how they were now floating it. But Amotekun was there when they passed law. Why wouldn't these people pass the law and use the Eastern security network? Pass the law that promulgates, that backs it up. Because that's where the problem is. Everything goes according to the Constitution. Somebody cannot just come and flow. Although we have a self-defense, which Nnamdi Kanu is trying to exhibit. Because we are being killed. Nobody cares. Look at what is happening at Ondo. Right, the Boko Haram is killing everybody over there. So let me not waste your time. I really appreciate you. I thank God. Keep on doing your good work.
Thank you very.
I'll be hopeful to listen to you tomorrow by 11. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think the conference that I actually planned for tomorrow is no longer going to hold tomorrow. There are some slight changes. It's now been moved. That's why I'm sharing the flyer is on the screen. So it's going to be now moved to Friday. So the topic of that is killer herdsmen invasion of the southern Nigeria and the Middle Belt region. What are the causes and the solutions? So to join me to have that conversation, I will be having a couple of faces you all already know. I'll be having Akim, Asake, Deli, Konanyang, Yinko Dumakin, Dele Mamodu, Ankyo Briggs, Dr. Sama Amadi, and Tabara Samuel and Don Pedro Obaseke. At least 10 people. It's going to be a packed Friday. So don't miss it. Keep a date with us. And what we are going to do is to find a collective solution. So that's why we are looking at solutions. We are now we are now awake. When I tell people, irrespective of the route that you choose to use, know that we are heading to one destination. Okay, so there is no need to fight, attack one another. Irrespective of the route that you want to use, there is no need to attack one another. Please, or those of you still watching, would you please do a favor and like the video and share the video for others to see? You can light up a candle and put it under the bed or under the table. So you have to put it where people can see with it. So like the video, share the video, and we will see you on Friday, 5 o'clock Nigerian time. That is 1700 time. For those of you in London, it's going to be 16 p.m. That's 1600. 4 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for joining me this evening.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, man.
So, like I said before, people, the telephone line is now closed. We're not taking any more calls. Please do not call anymore. And for the conversation next tomorrow, is going to be centered, which you can see on the screen now. It's going to be centered on the killer herdsmen invasion of the whole of the southern Nigeria. You have obviously seen what is happening in the southwest. You've seen what is happening in the middle belt. The southeast is not left out. What can we do collectively as a people? Hence the assemblage of these men and the lady. So if you can join the conversation, do your research, get your answers or your questions ready. In the time of the conversation, you have opportunity to ask questions. You can, if you want to join us, the Zoom details is there. You can also join us and let's find a solution together, because what is happening to all of us. Again, kindly just click the like button. We have close to 200 people watching, and we only have how many likes? Come on, let's drive it, drive it. You know, the YouTube algorithm likes it when you're watching a video. You see, when I say this, people need to understand. When you're watching a video and you like it, what YouTube does is they know because you like it, they can recommend that video to others to watch what you've liked. So that's the whole essence. So don't be greedy and keep the wonderful work to only yourself. Let us share. There is love in sharing. There is love in sharing. Mazi Chinonso Obonna, thank you very much. He says that you're watching from Q. Wow, Q was my city. I used to live in. I went to university, Abrecht Christian Abrecht University. It's a Westringstrasse. Yeah, what a very long street. You know, Westringstrasse. So thank you everyone for joining me this evening, and thank you for liking the video, and thank you for sharing it. And I will say thank you once more. Can you join us? Just one female guest. Okay, just one female guest. Um, the topic is not what women really wish to. I'm very, very gender sensitive. Book of Rebellion. I am very, very dangerous gender, dangerous, gender sensitive. But sadly, you can only have people who accept your invitation. I reached out to more women that you can see there, but sadly, I can only have those that have accepted my invitation to join the conversation. So that's why we have only one woman. But the conversation doesn't stop. It's not after next tomorrow we stop. No, it continues. It's a rolling thing. So if there is anything you can do, if anyone knows someone who you think is a critical thinker who can make contributions to that, you do not hesitate in reaching out to me, and let that individual be contacted for subsequent conversations. On that note, I will say once more, in conclusion, we have seen what um, obviously the Sheikh Gumi, what he has done, and how the North it's now interfacing and granting amnesty to their bandits, to those they say they have repented. We do not have bandits, neither do we have militants in the Southeast. However, there are our brothers and our sisters that have different opinion and views. All I'm saying is that the leadership, which I do speak to, that it is time that we have a rethink and a different strategy in handling this issue. And that strategy must and should include reaching out for reconciliations and reaching out for more synergy. On that note, I will say thank you very much once more for joining me, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.